Hello, lords and ladies. Thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome to the 33rd episode of Bohemian Rhapsody with me, the Godless Gamer. Thank you for responding so. Thank you for giving me all the feedback that you guys did in the last episode. I got so many comments, and I am thrilled. I love hearing from you guys, and I got some really good advice. So we are going to talk about some things early on. Once we press continue, I've gotten them written down because I just want to go over them. I want to cover everything because you guys deserve it. And the very first thing to mention, probably the most important thing, is that we decided to rename our empire from West Slavia back to Bohemia. So now we are officially the Empire of Bohemia, and I thought that was the better choice because like I mentioned to one of my commenters, this is Bohemian Rhapsody. It's not West Slavia Rhapsody. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue. But anyway, we're sticking with our Freddie Mercury. He would want it to be Bohemia, and that's what we're doing. So thanks for your input on that. Another thing I would like to talk about is how we are going to develop the realm. Now, I got a lot of very good feedback on kind of both sides of the decision. Either we wanted to invest in military buildings, or did we want to invest in more economic buildings so we can make even more money? And ultimately, you guys have spoken, and we're going to build windmills. I'm sure you guys are not surprised at all. I was kind of leaning that way. I really enjoy having a lot of money and being able to do a lot of things with having a lot of money. It's good for everybody. It's good for your current ruler, and it's good for subsequent rulers if you have money, because money benefits you all around. So ultimately, I have decided to invest our money in building some windmills, especially in our counties or our holdings in farmland. So I'm going to build windmills, and I thank you for your feedback on that as well. I did ask you guys what you thought, and I think that's what the ultimate consensus was, to build windmills. And then one final thing that I would like to do is somebody in the comments also said that I tend not to really zoom out and kind of get a bigger picture of what's kind of going on in the world. Normally, I'll just kind of stay in Europe and North Africa because what's going on here in Asia and stuff doesn't really affect us too much. So I kind of like don't really need to look over there. Who cares? Our immediate area, especially Europe, things seem to be kind of status quo. Aquitaine and West Francia still exist. They've been vying for control of France pretty much this entire campaign. They've been battling back and forth. Their borders have been changing. They've probably been fighting each other. It looks like Scotland is actually, in this timeline of history, Scotland is kicking some butt. England and Scotland, especially because Scotland, or as it's known, Alba, they've even gotten some holdings in Ireland, so they are really strengthening themselves. They've got 8,000 men, whereas England doesn't, and England is actually currently fighting West Francia, so tensions are high here in Western Europe. I'm noticing that we have a very large Muslim power, and some of you are very interested or very excited for when Crusades start, and I kind of don't like that there's a very consolidated power here in the Middle East because they control the Holy Land, and if this is a consolidated power, look at him. He has 53,000 men, just himself. So if there's ever a crusade, I think our work is cut out for us. I think we can win as long as everybody works kind of together, as long as all the European powers and the Christian powers don't arrive individually one at a time, piecemeal, because that's normally how crusades go for me. I can't remember a time when a crusade went successfully for me or for Christianity, because the Muslim powers tend to consolidate and get all their power, or get all their militaries on the war target, and they're usually just there to ambush everybody as they arrive. So maybe when the crusades start, it'll be a little different, but we'll see what happens. We haven't had any crusades yet. And another thing I'm noticing is that the Pope is getting pretty strong. The Pope is kind of taking over Italy. I'm thinking maybe he's able to do this because I haven't been constantly asking him for money every other minute. So he's actually able to use his money to, do his own things. So very interesting kind of world politics and the breakdown of the powers. Asia's still relatively fragmented. Eastern Europe, aside from ourselves, is, I guess, unifying a little bit. Galicia, Bohemia, Lithuania is pretty strong, and they're our allies, so we want them to be strong. But for the most part, not much has really changed out here. Byzantines are still teeter-tottering. So that's a kind of a look at the wider things or what are going on, but what we care about is what's going on in the Empire of Bohemia. That's what we care about. So let's jump into this. Let's get through our spam, our marriage spam, and I released some prisoners, so we got some prisoner spam as well. Let's get through all that. We are going to keep an eye on our money. I'm not going to spend it all at once, but we are going to start building these windmills. That's where a lot of our money is going to be going this episode. I do have a plan to maybe go on another pilgrimage or possibly do a grand tournament. I think I'm leaning towards a pilgrimage because my sons come with me on pilgrimages, my children. So both my sons, or all of my sons, will come on the pilgrimage, and they will benefit from it because it will increase their pilgrim trait, and it will also help them relieve stress that they may be accumulating. So I think that's going to be really helpful for us. So I'm going to plan on going on a pilgrimage to Cologne. We've been to Rome already. The next one's going to be in Cologne. Opinions are okay. When we made our empire title, the game put us on absolute crown authority, and I mentioned that I don't normally like to be on absolute crown authority, but I took a look at things. Opinions aren't bad. We're doing fine with opinions. Maybe when our next son takes the throne, because he's going to have opinion problems when he takes the throne, maybe then I'll be more willing to go back down to high crown authority. We are getting a lot of vassal taxes from absolute, don't get me wrong, I do like that, but look at these opinion penalties. It's more than double high crown authority's penalties, the opinions. Glory hounds go from -15 to -40, so this isn't a pretty intense jump, but for now we're going to stay in absolute. We're going to stay in absolute crown authority because Freddy deserves it. He became the emperor, he deserves absolute crown authority. King Gormer has been uncharacteristically friendly towards me lately. If this change of tone is indicative of a change of character, perhaps he could be convinced to release my acquaintance from captivity. The King of Sweden is holding one of my courtiers? You can keep him. Is this guy really one of my courtiers? It says he's the courtier of somebody else. He's just my acquaintance. Just let him go. There we go. Yeah, he's not joining my court. Just a peasant. I don't want him anyway. So, my windmills are going to get done very quickly, as you can see. And that took, what, like a minute? Let's see how much money we end up making by the end, how much we're making every month. Oh, interesting. I can only build windmills in county capitals. I can't build them in any side baronies that I have. They have to be built in the county capital. That's okay. So I can't build them in Trudem. I can only build them in Koslov. Oh, well, I don't even hold Trudem anyway. I'm leasing this to a Holy Order, but Oh my god, we're gonna be making so much money. It's gonna be ridiculous. It looks like I'm gonna be able to afford building all of these. And another good thing to note is that these windmills do not require farmland terrain like the manor houses and farms and fields do. You can build these anywhere, apparently, as long as it's in the county capital. So that's really good to know. We're going to build some in Göttingen. I'm not going to upgrade Gleichenstein or Dessau because I'm not planning on holding on to them for forever. So I'm not going to waste my money. Whoever I put here, they can invest their money in doing it. I need a new marshal, and my two unemployed vassals do not impress me with their skills. They're not worthy to take any kind of job. Maybe this guy could be a steward. But I want a really good marshal. How high are we going to be able to upgrade these? Could I just upgrade them to level 3 immediately? I don't think that's how... No. That's not how it works. I never expected I would grow close to King Gormer as I have done in the past few years. On multiple occasions, he has proven himself to be a reliable and forthright man. He's trusting. With only my best interests at heart. Now, this is a little bit of a pickle because I'm actually intending on fighting Sweden soon. I want to finish my duchy here. They have a piece of this. I don't think being his friend is going to be particularly valuable to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind a friend, and I would love to be making friends, but he has a piece of land that I want, so we're going to have to fight. And fighting my friend doesn't really make sense. I'll take a little bit of stress for him. We're going to go on this pilgrimage, and we'll relieve some stress. I can't relieve stress by secluding myself or talking to a confidant yet, unfortunately. There's the Pope tempting us with money again, and I'm not going to take it. I don't need it. I don't need your pocket change. I've got my own pocket change. Speed it up. So if we want, we can jump out of diplomacy. Each alliance grants +1 diplomacy to the maximum of 5. This learned language scheme power is pretty much useless, but each alliance grants +1 to a maximum of 5. I have a bunch of alliances. So, diplomacy is about to become our best skill, because I'm going to do that. That's actually going to be our last one. We are going to, because we're nearing the end of our life, is there anything useful for Freddy in the learning? Learning per level of devotion. Increased development in county, +20%. Minority vassal opinion, +15. Cultural acceptance gain, that's not bad. But I'm very tempted, you guys know I'm tempted. This would really help our money income. More than it already is. Maybe if we have time, I want to get a couple in the scholar tree. That's what I'm doing. Let's get plant cultivation, because I wouldn't mind increasing the development. Maybe we can get scholarly circles as well, learning per level of devotion, which is at its max. This will give us 10 learning if we get this. So there's a lot of good ones. Even learn on the job. 20% of counselors' primary skills are added to your own. Scholar is another one that I really do enjoy, and I don't go down enough. So that's what I'm doing. We're going to go down the scholar tree and help Freddy out a little bit. Help him with his learning. So I would really like to fight Sweden. They're fighting somebody right now. I know it's an internal civil war, and it's not like he's going to lose, but at least he's distracted. He also has Great Moravia as an ally. This happened recently. But at the same time, I also want to fight Great Moravia because I want to take something that somebody pointed out. There is a valuable mine here in Trenton. There's a mining settlement here, so that's even more money. The Kremnica Mountains are abundant in gold. With blood, sweat, and the assistance of a few hundred experienced German miners, that gold will be minted into florins in no time. So that is something that we could do. Maybe that'll be a little bit easier. Because it's right here, and his capital is right here. And this is technically more valuable than this county. So I think that's what we're going to try to fight a war too. One of my alliances expired. With some count, I don't care about that. Ooh, some stress relief. As I turn another year older today. When's your birthday? The 29th of August? I'm reminded of the splendid birthday party my friends Taz and Antoinette arranged for me several years ago. How joyous it was to feel the kindness and warmth of our friendship made so evident. Taz has since passed, and I mourn the loss of such a great friend. He was by my side through the thick and thin, never failing to bring a smile to my face in times of sadness. 32 stress relief. Nice. I like how I'm relieving stress when I'm thinking about, like, dead friends. Interesting. I'm going to keep my 2 hooks on my sons. They might come in useful. 130 gold now. So I've decided I'm going to fight against Great Moravia. I think I can do this very quickly. By the time Sweden gets their butt into gear, and my capital is really far, if they take like a county or 2 over here, I don't mind. It's okay. I'm just going to focus on Great Moravia. If I have to send an army to go deal with Sweden, I'll do it. But I'm confident that this war will be easy, so that's why I'm gonna do it. We're gonna take Trenton, the war target, and then we'll go for the capital. And at the same time, we're gonna be building things. My army is prepared. Oh, I didn't fabricate a claim against it. I'm getting ahead of myself. I haven't fabricated a claim yet. So maybe we will just fight Sweden. I think that's what I'm going to do. I can cross by land here. I don't have to set sail from this island. Look at that war declared. My son has something to say to one of my dukes, Duke Refill. My son Freddy certainly takes their duties as royal architect seriously. His passionate debate with my steward, Duke Refill, dominates the room. Yes, precisely, Freddy exclaims. The ruins there are rife with cut stone that could easily be transferred to the Emperor's castle at Melnik. Refill rubs his chin doubtfully. Still, it sounds like a lot of work, and the locals who use those materials won't like it. Freddy rolls his eyes at this reasonable rebuttal, but is cut off by my patriarch, High Almoner. My patriarch and High Almoner. The nearby church of Berun is in dire need of expansion, Messek squeals. That is where the rubble should go. Because I have the trait architect, this is actually a stress-relieving event, and I want that. Let's side with Freddy. Of course we're gonna side with our son. He's the architect, damn it, and I'm an architect. And he just grew a beard. He's not gonna have a beard, he's gonna have a mustache. Just like Dad. Every Freddy is gonna have a mustache. It's the rule. So we're gonna side with her son, we're gonna lose 50 gold, which is nothing, and we're gonna make our steward a little mad, but they both love us, so it doesn't matter. We're always gonna take our son's side. He's gonna be the heir. And he's got his mustache. He's making me proud. We're gonna declare this war against Sweden before I forget. I'm talking too much, and when I ramble, I forget things, so forgive me. We're gonna get this done. Let's see. Great Moravia will join. I can change one of my count's obligations. Nice. I'm going to call in Italy just to maybe handle Great Moravia, since they're closest to them. They're bordering them. I'm going to call in Italy. If I need to call in somebody else, like Lithuania, I will, but I'm going to do Italy first. But the problem is, we're not allied with Italy anymore. Of course. We lost that alliance. Because my sister died, and that's who was married to them. Okay, we'll call in Lithuania then. Just to get some more men out in the field, and maybe they can distract them and keep them busy. Sieges should go very quickly because we have a whole bunch of siege weapons now. I hired another regiment of siege weapons. So sieges should take significantly less time. Great Moravia looks like they're marching all the way up to the battle area. Claim of convenience. My wife, Empress Constance, eagerly brings a woman before me. My emperor, allow me to introduce you to Brunhild, claimant to the county of Wiltburg. Brunhild bows before me and says, "It is an honor, my lady. Sadly, Wiltburg will most likely remain out of my grasp without a beneficiary. She wants me to press her claim." She has a claim on the Duchy of East Franconia. With Brunhild staying at my court, I can push her claim when the time is right. I have no intentions on doing that. Good luck with that. I'm busy. My son and ward, Teddy. My son, Teddy, seems to have been having a difficult time at our latest feast. He sneaked out early and was not seen for the rest of the evening. I'm really not a big fan of impatient. But do I want to take this stress? Our choices are impatient because it's not going to give me stress, or shy. He's not going to be gluttonous. I'm not going to let him do that. I'm not going to let the game do that to him. He's lucky I can take some stress for him. I'm going to give him the trait shy. If I want to land him in the future, if he's impatient, he's going to have an... Admittedly, it's not too much. It's only -5, but it's still something. Shy doesn't affect his opinion of me. So we'll take some stress for Teddy. We're fighting 2 separate battles. I'm taking attrition along the way, but I don't care. I'm going for his capital. I want to end this before Great Moravia, with their puny 5,000 men, gets into the fight. We should take the capital very quickly. And they're gonna suicide against us. Thank you. Lithuania's going to attack Moravia. We'll just conquer our way back. Ooh. Yeah, Lithuania changed their mind. They don't want to fight that by themselves. I'm abandoning the siege. We're going after him. Let's see if we can make it in time. I know we're going to suffer a penalty because we're landing. I know we have the numbers. There's no way we're going to lose this. Very nice. So, very easy. Even though Great Moravia came and helped them, it still wasn't enough. Our Lithuanian alliance is just amazing. We are no longer allied with Italy. Italy is no longer... They no longer have to worry about us calling them in constantly. As I struggle to make up the tiny letters on the scroll before me, I feel a headache building once again. Why do scribes insist on writing such small symbols? Because they want to relieve your stress, Freddy, and they want to give you 450 gold. That's why. We're definitely going to do this. I don't care about the lifestyle experience. We're going to do this. I need to relieve stress. I just helped my son out. Let's get back to building our windmills. We have plenty of money. We have over 3,000 gold. I'm just going to go over them again. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, Zatek. There we go. There's a construction site at all of them. We got them. Except the ones I'm giving away. I'm not touching those. It has become clear that your patriarch is working to establish a false and spurious claim on the county of Trenton. Do not think that this kind of dishonorable action will go without response. No, I'm counting on it. I'm counting on it. Because we're going to fight you soon. What does he expect? I'm his enemy. It's surprising to him that I'm trying to claim his land. Why is he surprised? Please want to make a throne. This lady, please want to make a throne. She wants to make a box. She is legendary. I'll let her do it. It's a pedestal item. Boxes are pedestal items. She's legendary. I'd be a fool to turn her down. I have the money for it. So let's see how it turns out. She's already my artisan. We'll compare it to the things that we have on display already. This should end the war right here. Who do I want to dedicate it to? I don't really need the prestige because I'm already a living legend, and I don't need to improve my wife's opinion either. They're both redundant. But I'll do prestige. The next significant thing that I want to spend my prestige on is to reform our culture. But we have to wait until, let's see. We have to wait until November 1109, so that is quite a ways in the future. Quite a ways away. I love how they all cry, like, at the end. Even grown men. So I have the domain limit, so I'm going to hold on to this, but we are eventually going to give this away. And I was informed, because last episode, I wanted to take this county away from one of my dukes. He has a piece of my Skane duchy, and I would really like to take this back. But I wasn't able to revoke the title from him because he created a vassal, so I can't revoke titles from people because he's not my direct vassal. It's not directly his land. But one thing that I could do is retract his vassal. I can just do this, but it's going to incur some tyranny. I'm going to incur tyranny, but it's not a lot. It's only 6 opinion. So this is an acceptable amount of tyranny. I normally don't like taking tyranny, but it's only going to be 6 opinion. The real downside was the amount of stress that I'm going to take, but since we just had all that stress relief, and I think I'm going to go on my pilgrimage now because we're going to relieve some stress, I'm going to revoke this, or I'm going to retract this guy's vassal now because he will accept 100%. There's no risk of him rebelling, so I don't have a hook. This would probably help and get rid of the tyranny, but I'm not going to wait to get a hook. We're just going to retract his vassal. I'm going to take a little bit of tyranny. Now this guy is my direct vassal. So when we create this duchy, and when I give this away to whoever I land here, this will be one complete duchy. He will own everything, which is what I like. I like when my dukes stay within the confines of their duchies. Like, I don't really like this so much, but there's not really much you can do about it. I can only do so much to prevent it. Being on High Crown Authority is what kind of helps, because High Crown Authority prevents your vassals from being able to fight any kind of wars. Vassals cannot wage war against other vassals unless they use a hook on me. So that is one of the upsides to Absolute Crown Authority. It prevents my dukes from fighting each other and taking land from each other. But it's not necessarily from them fighting each other that they're getting this land. They could be just getting it from inheritances and stuff like that. Like somebody just dies and that kind of stuff. So there's only so much you can really do about your dukes kind of going outside, stepping outside the bounds of their duchies. It's going to happen, but I do my best to try to control that. So we finally got Skane. We're ready to give this away when our domain limit demands. We got another conquest. It makes this area of my realm a little bit more aesthetically pleasing because now we officially control the entrance to the Baltic here. Whatever this strait is called, I'm not really sure what it's called. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments. From all my evenings watching stars, I have seen with my own eyes what I have only heard of before. The stars move at different speeds and reverse their course at different times, but seemingly in large groups, depending on which celestial sphere they belong to. Indeed, with the right calculations, one could even predict their movement. My patriarch does not approve, of course. Leave the skies be. The celestial realm is for the clergy to know. Are you denying me knowledge? Is that what you're doing? You're denying Freddy his right to knowledge? He's gonna lose 10 opinion of me. I don't care. The amount of money that my realm priest is contributing to my income, to my personal income, is pretty negligible. It's 17. That's not insignificant, but him losing 10 opinion is not going to reduce that at all. I will find my answers in the heavens. Yes, for 10 years, more stewardship and learning? Of course. See, his opinion didn't even go down. Barely went down. And he just finished that claim for me. Got a learning perk. Things are dropping. We're gonna go on this pilgrimage in a second. Let's get planned cultivation. Somebody wants to pay a ransom. That's right. We have prisoners to take care of. Let's do that. Let's try to stay on top of this. Don't want to forget about these people and have them rotting and stinking up my prison. Somebody wants to negotiate an alliance. My beneficiary Domoslava holds out a tiny box with the finest of hair-thin carvings engraved into it. The prototype for your latest commission. I don't want it to go to waste. We could find a use for the dear thing. My beneficiary Domoslava perks up. We could place the relic of our time inside it and bury it somewhere. And she wants to do another time capsule. I think we did this already with our ruler. We're gonna... I will stow a miniature portrait of myself within. Absolutely. A picture of himself. He is ambitious, so I guess that fits. Let's do it. It's gonna give me renown. Yes. Negotiate an alliance. Let's take a look at this. The Duchy of Sajaland. One of my vassals wants to make an alliance. This is my niece. This was my son that I landed. Or my brother, excuse me, my brother that was disinherited. His daughter just took the throne. She's now the Duchess of Sajaland. That's okay. She wants to do an alliance. This will prevent her from being able to join factions, so I will absolutely do that. Hopefully she gets herself married soon and takes care of this, because if she dies... Uh-oh. She's the queen mother of the ruler of Lithuania. She's still young enough to have children. Can I arrange a marriage for her? I can't. Oh, no, I can have her get married. I can only arrange an internal marriage. I can't arrange a marriage for her externally. So I just have to hope that she marries somebody and starts having sons, because if she dies before having any sons, her daughter will inherit Sajaland, and her daughter is already the ruler of Lithuania. So I will lose the Duchy of Sajaland if she doesn't have sons. Let me check the rules for this duchy. Male, she has male preference partition, so she needs a son. She needs a son. Did we lose our alliance with... Now that's gone. They're at war, so they can't negotiate an alliance right now. Wow. Very interesting. So we're gonna get this pilgrimage started, finally, because I want to relieve my stress, and I want to bring my sons with me, and I want to improve their pilgrim traits. Especially my heir. He's an adult. He's an adult right now, and the AI is in control of him, and I don't want him getting a bunch of stress and have him start accumulating stupid fame traits like drunkard or reclusive or flagellant. Like, I don't want him to get those unless I make the decision to get those. So he's under the control of the AI. I don't want him getting stressed, so we are good. That's another reason why I really want to do this pilgrimage. We're gonna do a pious one. Yeah, we're gonna do this one. We're gonna do a pious one. That's the purpose of a pilgrimage. And we are going to edit the path to make sure that we go through some of these places. I gain 200 learning lifestyle here. I gain 200 diplomacy lifestyle here. 200 learning here. This one's going to be a little out of the way, but I guess we could... I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to customize the route. I wanted to just go like this, you know, right here. I don't want to go all the way around here. I would like to go around those woods. I'm going to be very picky about this. We're going to get this right. That's what I'm talking about. We'll go this way, and then we'll go to this. We'll hit Cologne, and then after Cologne, we'll go here. And then after there, we'll go here. Ooh. 16% chance of danger. So we'll go this way. No? There we go. I won't hit this stewardship one. That's the one that I'm going to ignore. But I wouldn't mind some more learning lifestyle. And I get more wanderer experience as well. It's just going to make the trip a little longer. I'm aware of that, but that's okay. That's no problem. Technically, I don't need a caravan master to make this any safer, so I don't think I'm going to bother. And my caravan masters are notorious for getting lost anyway and being superstitious about stupid ant paths and doing all that nonsense, so we don't need a caravan master. We're okay. There's no danger. We'll be safe. We're going to do this for reflection. Let's reflect on some stuff, Freddy. Let's reflect on the fact that you're an emperor now, and you have an amazing son. So many good things to reflect on. Like how this child, his arms are clipping through his cloak here. I stir from my slumber as someone in the camp knocks over an iron pan. When I look around, it appears that two people dressed as pilgrims have been rifling through our supplies in search for valuables to steal. This little child, this 7-year-old? The smaller of the two, a harrowed child by the looks of it, sees me stirring and freezes in position while the other thief turns to run away. My pilgrimage will be more pious. The youngling will need further guidance. You convince the youngling? I don't pull an Anakin and just execute him. I just try to show him the way. It's a diplomacy challenge. I really want to help this kid out. I feel bad for him. I think it worked. I've successfully convinced Vitek to change his ways. He stands in front of me, the weight of his shame making his shoulders slump, as he avoids meeting my gaze. It wasn't my choice, this life, Vitek says slowly. What should I do to repent my sins? He joins my court? Nah. You gain spread religion. This character has successfully spread religion to other people. I gain this for 5 years. More piety? Damn! And the pilgrimage becomes more pious. Yes. Just because I convinced this little kid to not be a thief. Out here, late at night, I sometimes look to the stars and wonder, what is our purpose in life? Can God even see me this far from home? I just left, Freddy, you just left home. I get dedicated pilgrim. We're already a religious icon, and I don't really need to improve my piety. The thing that I really want to do is relieve stress, and that's what this other one's going to give us. But we will gain pilgrim trade experience. I'm going to go for stress relief. What I truly want is to enjoy and experience other cultures. Our pilgrimage is already for God. Let us enjoy the world a little bit on our way. To relieve some stress. Ooh, more stress relief. Passing by the campfire, a pilgrim from another entourage is telling a story she once heard about the emperor of some faraway place called Bohemia. To raucous laughter. As she notices my hesitation, the storyteller looks at me reassuringly. Don't worry, my lord, this is surely about some other high and mighty nobleman. Really? Because there's only one Empire of Bohemia, and there's only ever been one Emperor of Bohemia. You couldn't possibly be talking about anybody else. I would really like to whip her. She knows exactly who she's talking about. But she's my guest. Really now, tell me more of this Emperor. I'll let it slide. It's okay. She's gonna relieve some of my stress. Freddy didn't take it wrong. Freddy took it well. Wow, even more stress relief. Damn. We barely left home and we're already completely free of stress. Journeying through Würzburg, I passed by a peculiar-looking tent splayed open with its yet more peculiar-looking occupant inside. Here we go, another charlatan. Come in, O mighty Emperor. I can tell you have many miles to go, and I can offer you a reading of your future travels for a modest price. The strange man has piqued the interest of my entourage, but am I willing to pay for a reading? It depends on what the odds are. It's always 50-50. I don't want him to join. So maybe this is one instance where I'm not gonna take this stress relief. It's only a 50% chance of getting this stress relief. I don't want bad omens. I'm not interested. I'm never interested. It's not worth it. It really isn't worth it. I've had this nagging sensation for a while. My pilgrimage has turned out to be more hazardous than I anticipated. What? You've been relieving stress this whole time, Freddy. Or maybe I simply haven't endured enough trials to prove myself worthy of the Lord's protection just yet. I have, however, spotted a few impressive individuals in the local settlement of Klingenberg who would surely improve the safety of the pilgrimage in a hands-on manner. No thanks. The pilgrimage becomes more pious with either one of these choices. I guess this guy would be an okay knight, but I'm not in the market for a knight right now. We're just gonna... No, I have faith in God. A fearsome beast. What are the odds we're gonna die? 8%. We walk the forest path at a good pace, enjoying the peaceful ambiance. From the corner of my eye, I am sure I glimpsed the shaggy coat of... A loud roar confirms it. A bear. The brown beast lopes onto the track, its great paws kicking up mud. Flanked by oak trees, it completely blocks our way forward to Cologne. Bosun whispers, just look at those claws. Run away! I'm gonna fight it. It dies at my hand. The bear dies at hand. We killed it. We are just a beast slayer. Freddy the Beast Slayer. As we make our way through Frankfurt, we are approached by a Franconian commoner claiming to be the leader of a group of Catholic pilgrims. He's begging for money. Good Emperor, we've been on the road to Cologne for weeks. Yeah, so have we. We haven't even gotten there yet. But the roads are too dangerous, and now we're short on provisions. I'm going to give him some coin for his troubles. More stress relief. Here in the quietness of Adenau roadside, I feel an overwhelming sense of peace and tranquility wash over me. Really? Because the last event you were freaking out about it not being safe. Just beyond a small ridge, I see a clearing off to the side of the path where neither man nor beast seems to have entered in decades. I can feel God's presence here, and perhaps I ought to linger here in quiet contemplation for a while. It's only going to be for 10 days. The pilgrimage becomes more pious. I get more experience for the pilgrim trait. Sure. Let's look away and build some more things. Why can't I upgrade this one? Oh, because I'm broke. I just spent all my money. Oh, you know what I just noticed? And I didn't realize until just now. My son is my regent, so he's not on the pilgrimage with me. One of those new mechanics to the game that or because of the tours and tournaments and regents and stuff, I should have assigned another regent before I left. But it's too late. It's too late. My son's not with me. At least Freddy is. At least Freddy's doing well. He's having a good time. The markets of Cologne are bustling with merchants shouting in languages that I've never heard and selling spices that I've never tasted. The Guide of the Pilgrim. Learn the safest routes, discover the marvels of Cologne. One of them yells, waving a small book in my direction. Becomes more pious. I gain local expert for 10 years. 20% chance I increase my diplomacy. Up to 43? No. We weren't lucky. We got to piousness level 2. There's only so much a man can pray without looking for other equally important ways to spend one's time. And Prince Archbishop Luther has a lovely residence that he so kindly allows me to visit. I hear some voices come from one of the rooms, and in doing this, you'd achieve the greatest technique. I peek inside and I see Engelbert explaining his craft to a group of interested courtiers who eagerly follow his teachings. He joins my court. A peasant who's impatient, paranoid, and gluttonous. I don't think so. I can get a weak hook on him. No, he joins my court this way too. No thanks. I'm gonna take a little stress because of this. Another jewelry basket. A jewelry casket of masterful craftsmanship. It is made of extravagantly worked ivory. On the body of the box and the lid, a capable hand has carved the cross. Perfect to keep jewels and religious trinkets safe. Piety, renown, court grandeur. Piety, renown, court grandeur. Wow, my son doesn't even get to sit on my throne in my absence. He has to stand next to it. Piety 7, Piety 8, Renown 16, So the box that I have on display already is better. Wow, Teddy didn't even come with me either. Unbelievable. So, unfortunately, the box isn't that great. Oh, I mean, it's pretty good, but compared to everything else, it's not. I would like an excuse to get rid of this hammer eventually. None of this is renown. The hammer doesn't give me any renown. So I'm gonna change it out. We're switching it up. Getting another jewelry box. More renown is always good. I want to get my dynasty legacies fast. So, the more renown, the better. A pilgrim puts down a votive doll before the altar, bowing her head. I see Fausto blessing her and muttering something in her ear. Holy shit! I managed to hear. The bishop makes a gesture. Do you also bring something to have blessed, dear emperor? My medical manuscript? We could have it give us more prestige. I think I'm going to do that. Conclusion. Alright, we got tier 2. As our time at the sacred site draws to an end, I am satisfied in knowing that most, if not all, of my decisions throughout our respectable and well-paced journey has been taken to prove my devotion to the Lord and Christianity. This being my second pilgrimage, I cannot help but compare it to my previous visit to the Vatican in all its holiness. I am also thrilled by the notion of having visited a new holy site. Yeah? Nice. So we are not done. We still have to benefit from these other destinations, so... 200 diplomacy there. As we traverse the flatlands, trudging through the dirt, we encounter a modest wayward shrine. Naively carved, it sports a cross at its head, and below the weathered words, Here lays Saint Ingiltrude of Jülich, blessed daughter of Limburg. I'll patronize the local saint for 75 gold. Yeah. A study in martial. Charles, a local captain, and a few of his officers greet me as my entourage enter the military camps of Clairvaux. I quickly dismount, eager to inspect the local barracks. They are positively brimming with activity. Soldiers are all around, but each seem to know exactly their purpose and have a clear direction as to where they are headed. I nod, appreciating the organized chaos I am observing. Now, what would my lord want to do next? Charles looks at me expectingly. We could do some sparring and permanently increase our martial by one. My one skill that I neglect all the time. Ooh, wow. We have a really low intrigue. Holy crap. I'm gonna spar with the troops. It's a prowess challenge. I know this one is guaranteed to give us one martial. But I'm gonna do this one. Let's spar. Freddy has 28 prowess as a 54-year-old. Let's show him that we're still a young man and that we can still kick ass. Oh, I didn't put my wife back on assist ruler. No wonder my intrigue was so bad. I mean, it's still pretty bad, but at least it's not 1 anymore. It's not the first time I catch Hedwig, a noblewoman from Iphofen, fiddling around with some flowers she's been picking along the road. Sometimes I swear I'd even hear him sighing, overlooking Iphofen's holding. My liege, she says, when she notices that I've been observing her, it's not a secret that my heart has found a new home, far from home. This is my guest that was telling that story? Or no, this is a wanderer. Isn't this the albino lady that was telling that story? It must be. Anyway, I'm sorry. My liege, she says when she notices that I've been observing her, it's not a secret that my heart has found a new home far from home. Alas, my liege, my soul aches for Giselbert. My desires know no end. His eyes, his hair. I long for just a salute. I die for a word. Please, I beg you, let me stay with him. I'm actually kind of okay with it. She leaves my entourage, and she leaves my court. Let's do it. I don't need her. Lightens my load a little bit, anyway. Today, Bruno held a fiery sermon for all of the children of the court. They were apparently spellbound as he zealously read from the scriptures. My son Teddy now seems certain that he is destined for greatness. He wants to be ambitious. which isn't necessarily a problem. He's already been disinherited, so I don't have to worry about ambitious getting in the way of me trying to get him to take the vows. And his brother isn't ambitious at all, so they won't hate each other. He can be ambitious, that's fine. Normally I wouldn't like that, but that's okay. Oh my god. Freddy, what are you doing? The massive chopping block in the middle of the logging camp of Stribro has seen much use. It looks like it's always been there, even before man walked this earth. My shoulders are tense and my forearm trembles slightly from built-up stress as I approach the magnificent wooden trunk. You don't have any stress, Freddy. I carefully place a piece of discarded timber at the podium, and in one swift motion, I raise my axe. There's a 6% chance that we can hurt ourselves. And I don't have any stress to relieve, so this is pointless. We already proved our prowess, Freddy. You sparred with a bunch of soldiers. You don't need to prove your might to anybody else, or we don't need to prove our might again. I don't have any stress to relieve, so I'm not going to risk becoming one-legged. No, thank you. Freddy, don't be stupid. Do I have to make these decisions for you? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we just hit an hour. Wow. Time went by really fast. I haven't been looking at the clock. What I'm going to do, I'm going to drag it a little bit longer. Let's get some groveling out of the way. We'll listen to grovelers. And I would also like to take that piece of Great Moravia, now that we have the claim for it. I think I'm going to do that before we wrap it up. Let's get another conquest. But first, let's deal with these grovelers. As soon as it is his turn to speak, the agitated man in front of me screams, "The end is nigh." The signs are clear and everywhere. The people of County of Stezica know it all too well. Disorders, bandits, thieves, violence, and the disappearance of justice among men. The day of judgment is upon us. There is only one way for us to be saved. Mortify the flesh and pour your blood for salvation. Repent now, for the day is nigh. I'm going to tell him to get out, because I already have a stress-relieving trait. We're reclusive. I don't need another one. If I didn't have any, I might be willing to take this, just to help with stress loss. But I don't need another one. I don't want dread. That's not good for us now that we're legalistic. Let me just take a look at that again. Because we're legalistic, monthly prestige per dread actually reduces, and we gain more tyranny. Are we still suffering that tyranny from when we revoked that vassal? No, we're not. So that tyranny is already gone. So, that's good. I don't need this trait. Tell this fool to get out. Reach to somebody else. My implacable nephew-in-law, Meletios, bows before me, his trusty sword. I always say sword. His trusty sword glinting at his side. I have served you faithfully, my liege. You know of my charge against King Gormer of Sweden, amidst the plains of Nikobing? But I am no longer young. I bid you invest me with my own lands in your empire. Other lords have been given more for far less. He wants land. He wants Trudim, which I'm leasing out to my holy order. And I don't want to lose my holy order, so I don't appreciate your tone. Give him land in exchange for some crappy sword? No way. I don't appreciate your tone. I'll give him some money just to make him happy. Let's take a look at his opinion. Yeah, let me just send him a poem. Oh, the only option I have is a work detailing their incompetence. I don't want to do that. He left. He was one of my best knights. I'm gonna try to get him back. I'll pay for his travel expenses. Let's get him back. I'm gonna keep this open so I don't forget. A markedly disgruntled Countess Clara hurries to your throne. Liege, I have the right to the county of Tarnow, no matter what anyone else might say. Will you support my claim and have your vassal Countess Malada relinquish what does not belong to her? Tarnow? Who wants this? Countess Clara. She's the County of Saxe. So the Countess of Saxe wants to increase her land. She wants to increase her land outside of her county. I don't want that. I don't want a count becoming more powerful. No. No. No, thank you. Wow, that was a whole bunch of people asking for things. So here we go. He's my knight again. Get back in your position. How dare you try to leave my court. Now are we squared? Are you happy with me now? Better be. I'm sure Jimrum's relationship with his spouse Hodka is a very happy and productive one, but lately he has less and less time to spend with me. A dear friend, as their relationship deepens. Is this his wife? Yeah, makes sense, Freddy. It's his wife. Every trying to get him out for anything, even as simple as a walk, he's apparently tied down with marital duties. Yes. I miss the good old days when we would go out gallivanting around the place, drinking in the finest spiced wine until we threw up. And then doing it all over again the next night. No, Freddy, we've moved on. He has a wife. He has his responsibilities. We're not going to lose him as a friend or anything. Don't worry about it, Freddy. He's got things that he's got to do. You got things that you got to do. You've got a war to fight. He's still allied with Sweden, but Great Moravia is fighting a war right now. Where? He's fighting in Norway? He's been dragged into a war in Norway, so maybe this will be really easy and there won't be any forces down here. That should make it quick. That's what I like to see. Quick wars that we can get instantly. So let's take our claim. Let's take our valuable mine. I'll try to hold on to this county for as long as I can. And let's end the episode with some conquests. Great way to end it, as always. Wow, level 4 windmills cost a lot. No wonder I went broke so fast. This is probably going to be the last war that we fight for a while, because I have an offensive war penalty that's been going up steadily. It's at minus 28. Actually, that's not too bad. Minus 28's not too bad. I just need to be a little bit more careful because we're on high crown or we're on absolute crown authority, so I just want to make sure people don't really hate me. But as you can see here, that is not a problem for us. Freddy's the man. Especially because he's a living legend. That really helps opinions as well. Living legend plus 30. My personal diplomacy, which is my best trait. Freddy has no opinion problems whatsoever. I could probably murder somebody in cold blood in front of all of my vassals and they would still love me. I didn't take the entire county. There's 2 castles here. Let's take the entirety of the war target. Won't call in any allies. I don't need to. Somebody wants to go on an adventure. Eh. Oh, Great Moravia just marched all the way back here. Let's fight them. That's going to make it easier for us, actually. I can afford to do this. We're going to split our army. Now they're immediately running away. My army's pretty quick. Got him. Faction created against me. Let's send him a poem that he'll actually like. That should get rid of it. Or maybe not. Come on. Come on. That poem should convince you that you don't need freedom. You don't need liberty. What would you do with liberty? You wouldn't even know what to do with it. So, this is one of my nephews, who's a genius. Or no, this is a grandson. This is my disinherited brother who's a murderer. Oh, no, this is his wife. His wife is a murderer? Already? Who did she murder? Wow. But they had a genius son, which is good. I'm gonna eventually land my brother. Or my son. I keep saying my brother. My son. My disinherited son. He's gonna get land soon. He can name him whatever he wants. That's okay. My armies are going to need a break soon, so maybe fight this battle, take the capital, and then try to get them back to full strength if I need to. So what do you want to be now? He wants to be compassionate. While I was at the market with Teddy, his attention was caught by a criminal chained in the pillory. When the man begged for water, Teddy immediately promised to bring it, and soon returned from a nearby well, letting the criminal drink from his cupped hands. He wants to be compassionate. It's better than arrogant, and it's better than callous. So, yes. He's going to be a little bit shy, but he's compassionate. That's a pretty good personality. Except for shy, but... There we go. We captured the air. Is that what happened? Yeah, we captured the air, which gave us 50% war score. Nice and easy. So we were not satisfied with creating the empire. We are going to keep building. We're going to keep growing. Nothing is going to stop us from growing. Leave me alone with your dumb inspiration. I don't care. We'll take care of prisoners and these little kids. This scaly girl. So there we go. More wars, or more conquest. I'm gonna revoke this Baron's title, because I don't take tyranny for it. Why am I doing that? Because I want this holding to be the main... I want it to be the county capital, because I want to hold on to this one so I have access to this mine. I don't want Trenson. Somebody else can take that. A little baron can take that. I want this. And since this is a mining settlement... Oh, I could build windmills here too. Since we built a whole bunch of windmills, maybe I will focus this holding, this little county, because I am going to try to hold on to it for as long as I can. Maybe I'll focus on military stuff here. Maybe I'm just going to do that. As long as we have our mine, I'm happy. Court event, and then after this court event, I'm going to wrap it up, guys, because... I find my kinswoman Viola sitting on the floor, surrounded by spilled paint and pieces of canvas. This 15-year-old who's about to become an adult. My courtiers whisper about her being an artistic genius in the making. She is a genius, so yeah. Her genius will be nurtured. Alright, everybody, that is going to be the end. I gave you an extra almost 20 minutes, so I hope you guys appreciate it. But we are going to wrap it up there with that conquest. We are building, we're at 156 income, 156 gold every month, and we're still not done building our windmills. We still got to get them all to level 4. Or did we finish? We're pretty much finished. Nope. Free Rob needs to get to level 4. And Goslar needs to get to level 4 as well. So, a few more times of upgrading our windmills, but we're at 156 gold every month. We grew a little bit more. We took a piece of Sweden and another piece of Great Moravia and got a really nice mine out of it. So, great episode. A little sad that my son didn't come to that pilgrimage with me. Another thing of me not paying attention to my regents. I need to pay more attention to this in the future, which I will try to do. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button down at the bottom of the video. Become an awesome lord or lady. We are just on the cusp of 1,000 subscribers. That would be awesome. We're almost there. If you are not subbed, hit that subscribe button to become an awesome lord or lady and join our ranks and join us for future episodes of Bohemian Rhapsody. I did mention on my community page that I am going to be gone for a little while. I am taking a trip. I'm going to a wedding, and I mentioned it on the community tab, so I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm probably not going to be releasing content for a little bit. I will keep you updated on my community page, so don't forget to check that out, and maybe I'll send some pictures, and I'll get to send some pictures of the wedding I'm at. Anyway, whatever, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. We are ending it here. Thank you for your support. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Episode 34, Bohemian Rhapsody, will be coming at you soon. But until then, have a good one, guys.